Fortunate. And so we have a lot to talk about, just a lot to get to. And if you Hi everybody, welcome
Let's
to
talk
the
about
conversation.
love. Discuss your breakthroughs, national
Our local
issues.
Bahamians and also those who are listening around the region and the world as well. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have an audience that really from Europe to the United States, Canada, around the region, and of course, Bahamians right here who are very interested in just wanting to know the answers and ask the questions that get them the answers that they seek. Before we introduce
need a little inspiration, tune into the conversation. Talk about it on the conversation.
This is the time,
When you need a little
Shenique, when the country really needs to find ways to join together.
You need a little conversation. We can go far with the conversation. Here with Shenique on the conversation, yeah.
Please share the video, share. Tag some people in the live feed, share it in your private Facebook group, share it in your WhatsApp group.
Here with Shenique on the conversation, yeah.
Hi, everybody. How are you doing? Welcome to the conversation. Please forgive me for this. I am just this disclaimer as we come in. I am holding this, yeah, because I broke my tripod. Just broke it. Yeah, just me doing stuff yesterday. Broke the tripod. But guess what? The show must go on. How's everybody doing? Good afternoon to you. Good afternoon to Kizzy Newton. Hi to Margaret Elizabeth. Hello to Portia Newton. Kizzy, of course, was the first person to enter the live stream today. Hello to everybody else who's watching. Now, this is a little difficult because I have to be holding, not used to this anymore, holding the phone and doing several things at once. Good afternoon to you, Giselle. Good afternoon, Karen Barr. Good afternoon, Bernadette Roll. Hi. Good afternoon to, let's just see who else is here. Mandel Miller, show should be hot today, he says. Good afternoon to Florina Roll. Good afternoon to Nicole Saunders. Hi, Deborah Taylor Edgecombe. Hi to Trebor, that last name. Hello, Giselle Bailey. Hello to Blair Percenti. Hi again, Margaret Elizabeth. Hello to everybody who's watching. Those who I missed, please forgive me. I will get to you. Hello, Anton Duncombe. Hi to Andrea Bain. Hello to Carolyn Burrows. Hello to everybody. Evelyn Nesbitt. Hi to Gano Davis. Hello, how are you? Good afternoon to you. Listen, it's good to have you all streaming live today. We have a lot to get to, a lot. Listen, I know, right? The show should be very hot today, and it will be, it is. Y'all, who was paying attention today to this roller coaster of a parliamentary session, right? And so what we know so far, there is the old 2017 to now 2021 parliamentary session has ended. That's right. The House was prorogued today. And then the nation, everybody else watching from wherever else, sat on the edge of their seats after that. Because then it was said that, oh, the Commissioner of Police, who's Provost Marshall, will come back at 2 o'clock to make another proclamation. So, of course, people went wild. Everybody was like, oh, we know what that proclamation is. Election, yes, they're going to dissolve the House, and the date for election is going to be called. No such thing. Instead, a new parliamentary session was announced. Of course, we know that date is September 22nd. But y'all, what took place in the meantime? The sitting Speaker of Parliament, Halson Mutri, was unseated. The open Parliament kind of fizzled. And a number of things, I don't know, I'll see how the others see it. Of course, people say, well, Menace could just play with people's emotions like this. Others say, whoa, Menace, you got a little strategy there, sir. Well, we're going to see what the panelists say. Now, of course, I was working all day. I feel like I've had 10 shows already for how long, just working all morning and into the afternoon up to the showtime. And so we, of course, waiting on several others to join in, but we are happy today to have talk show hosts. In fact, they both are talk show hosts. First, Howard Grant, who has a show on one of the local radio stations here. He will tell us the name of the show, and of course, Darren Cooper in Grand Bahama, who also hosts a show there. He will tell us too the name of said shows, not the companies. Thank you. But I thank you both, gentlemen, for being here on the conversation. It's good to have you both here and to hear your points of view. It's also wonderful to have you streaming live, everybody. As you come in, do us a favor, share the live stream. Share the live stream, share, share, share. Also at 5 o'clock, we have a special interview for you, a wonderful opportunity, guys, for you to hear about. So you want to stick and stay at least for 90 minutes, and we will of course have a wonderful, wonderful show for you. Good afternoon, gentlemen, to both of you. Howard, please do tell us about your show. Tell us about what it is that you do a little bit, and that's it. And Darren, you follow suit.
Well, good afternoon, Bahamas. Thank you, Shenique, for the opportunity. I'm glad that you said the name of the show and not.
don't be trying to cut that. But you know, I work for.
You know, yeah, I know you know, right? Well, I thank you for the opportunity. Well, you know, I have a traditional show. Most persons who would have watched me, if you've seen me around, you know, Shenique and I shared several locations in the past. The same, I've moved on since then, and I have a show called Real Talk Now, right? You could go figure out where that is. Since Shenique don't want me to say the name or the network of the particular person. And also, you know that I do a show called Patio Politics. So I like to kind of blend what I do with traditional media and social media so we can get a good saturation. So you know me, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Good to have you. And I look forward to hearing your opinions and points of view, your perspectives of all of the day's events and moving forward. Hi, Darren.
Good afternoon, Shenique. Good afternoon to your audience. Hey, Howard. So good to be on the show with you guys. I host a show every Thursday, 11 a.m. to 12, sometimes 2-hour show. It's called Make It Make Sense. It's on a gospel station, and we just hit the topics of the day and hit it where it hurt.
Yeah, listen, I imagine we're going to get some of that today. So welcome to the show, everybody. As you come in, do share the live stream. Share the live stream. Gentlemen, today, were you all in fact, you know, when you just feel like you're still on such a high, were you all as caught up in the day's events as the rest of us were?
Shenique, for me, when I got last evening, I got a little wind of what was another speculation of what was expected to happen. And of course, you know, we've been down this roller coaster before where they say, oh, this is what's going to happen, the proroguing of House today. And they're like, yeah, we've heard this again. So, you know, not too prepared or excited. And then when the media notice went out and I went on social media and I saw all of the media houses had it there, breaking news. I'm like, hallelujah, this is what we've been waiting on. And then, of course, it happened. But, of course, many persons who may not fully understand politics, it's a difference between proroguing and dissolving the House. And so when we learned that it was just prorogued, we understand that two things can happen. One, he can come back and he can dissolve the House and he can go in, or this is just a tactic now for him to either muzzle or silence the speaker for a period. And so when we got the notice of the 2 o'clock return of the Commissioner of Police, it's like, okay, this is the election date, saying that it was in the same day, not expecting what really happened. And so for me, it was a busy day, just following the views, the opinion.
Talk about the emotional highs and lows.
I'm telling you, it was, I mean, I even did a video and telling the Prime Minister, ring the bell, ring the bell. I thought this was it. You had people with mixed views, mixed opinions, where persons, supporters of the party, you know, I guess knew a little more than us on the outside. They knew that this was not the proroguing of the House.
No. Listen to me, Darren Cooper. Nobody knew. I think he held it very close to the vest. Nobody knew. When I say nobody, I mean it wasn't as widely known as you were thinking. Go ahead, Howard.
No, well, today started off on an emotional roller coaster for me. Before I got out of my home, my show starts at 10. We go from 10 to 12 daily on the network. So before I got out and doing whatever I have to do, I already got several calls and say, Howard, you know, bam, bam, bam. This is what your expectations can be. This is what you will hear by 9:30. And then they gave me some additional proclamations. Now, if you know me, you know, as a decent man, I get some things from not the holies of holies, but at least the inner court. Talk to me, right?
The inner, yes.
Right? So at least I ain't like Mordecai. I ain't away on the outside. I in the inner courts, right? So I get some information to say to me that we could have further expectation in due time and due season. Okay, so I ain't gonna. Old people say keep that to your chest. I ain't gonna say that, but that yet. So what the day started off peculiar for me. Let me tell you why. For what we see, what we saw in Princess Margaret Hospital yesterday, I had an opportunity to be able to talk to Kingsley Ferguson in his capacity as the head of the BPSU, the president, the BPSU, and also I spoke with O'Neill Thurston, who was the general secretary, and speaking with them, trying to be able to figure out what's up with the auxiliary nurses. You know that we were in the problem. Went home and saw. Listen, we are at capacity. We saw everyone going down there, all the news houses, really talking about. So that it started up. It was an emotional day for me because I was rocked with the fact that our mortality is in sight. We have to deal with real issues, real life-saving issues, and being able to make a decision as to whether or not we move towards this vaccination, if that's going to help. What do we do at this point? And then to be able to be met with this information as the possibility at the House not only being prorogued, but being able to move towards being dissolved real soon, that was something to be able to deal with today.
So hello to you, Sandra Sanaja Forbes from Turks and Caicos. Hi, Grand Bahama, who's watching. Thank all of you so much. Howard, as Darren put it, that maybe he was trying to muzzle the speaker, etc., quiet the speaker. Do you see it as that, or do you see the Prime Minister through the Provost Marshal as somebody who is a strategist? Somebody who used what was in his power and at his disposal to use to be able to at least I guess create a situation that wasn't as damning for him. It had this open parliament go on.
The open parliament was an expectation. Okay, let's do it like this. Let me do it like this. I had an opportunity a week and a half or maybe 2 weeks ago to sit down with the Speaker of the House of Assembly in his capacity. Speaker of the House of Assembly was very clear in his being able to indicate that this is not a mock parliament. This is not the official sitting of the House of a Parliament. This is an open parliament. Open parliament is to be able to strengthen democracy and afford persons an opportunity just to be able to come and speak. Now, one of the things that we have in this country is that when we have core issues, we like to kind of gather in Parliament Square. Now, watch me again. When we gather in Parliament Square, given the fact that we're under the umbrella of this Westminster system, that's pomp and pageantry. The system itself is designed that when you see things, you actually move in accordance to what you see. That's why we have a great issue in this country as it relates to reactiveness as opposed to being proactive. People are reactive because they only move based upon what they see. That's the core of this system. So when you see people in Rawson Square, no matter if you see there was a problem every Jesus Day, when you see people in the house in Rawson Square, is maybe you have to act now. The Speaker of the House of Assembly is a sharp man, right? Sharp, and he'll always tell you that I used to be a weatherman, so I could be able to tell you when the rain coming. He was trying to be the proverbial rain maker. Talk to me. I just get dead preachy. He's trying to be the rain maker. He was trying to be able to continue to summons this particular rain and the inevitability of the shift for this government. I like his approach because I believe that all this does is strengthen democracy. However, a lot of people dismiss the Prime Minister and his approach to his stealth way and being able to do politics. He has been a force to reckon with, even from the best of the best. And he continues to be able to show that. Now, this ain't no carry, no water for no one. All I am is a great observer, and I love to be able to see this kind of a game. It's like chess. And this is a beautiful thing to be able to see the strength of our democracy. But it really got our belly in the knot because we don't know what we can do now. Where we voting or we ain't voting. What you can do. And I think that that's where we are right now.
Very, very interesting. And so, gentlemen, of course, thank you both very much for being on today's show. It's certainly Howard's first time, and looking forward to his points of view, his opinions, his perspectives and Darren Cooper out of Grand Bahama. A new parliamentary session has been named. It has been said that this government needs a new agenda, not just locally, but from even being pressed from international bodies, etc. Well, that new parliamentary session, for those of us who perhaps, and many people watching don't understand fully the parliamentary makeup and this Westminster system that we're under, when they say a new parliamentary session on September 22nd, what does that mean? Does he come with a new agenda? Does he then make the announcement for an election date? How will that look? You all are obviously just speculating, but you think, how will that look? What does it need to look like?
Shenique,
Well,
I'll say that as relates to a new agenda, a new sitting, or a new as relates to what has happened today, and the fact that when the House sits on the 23rd, one of the first things that they're going to have to do is to then elect a new speaker, and then go through the whole process. I believe it may have to be to the point where they're having to do a vote of no confidence in the sittings or the former speaker. I think it's a whole, for me, a waste of time in my view, because we have 9 months before a must-call general election. Okay, from August to May, you give us 9 months. Come September, they'd only have 8 months that they're playing with, and we have more important issues in the country to be focusing on. I think what has happened today, yes, it was a tactic by the leader or the prime minister to, I guess, say to the speaker, I in charge, whether you believe it or whether you accept it. If he wanted to pull out and get rid of the speaker, I think it should have been when the speaker went south. If you felt as if the speaker was
Right,
not,
and that's what I'm also thinking, Darren and
should have
Howard.
been the
But Darren,
perfect
this is
time.
what I'm saying. Why not months ago?
Months ago, yeah. You allowed this to happen so long, and you got 9 months now leading to a next call, that when you have to officially call and ring the bell, and the time that we are wasting right now in just the up and down, and again, it brings me to a concern that how concerned really is this government as relates to the control and the management of COVID-19? Because what happened today, you had everybody scrambling trying to get to the House of Assembly, those who are reporters, and then those who originally set to go there for the open parliament. And so, I think today was in my view, a waste of the people's time. I think what the prime minister should be concerned about is the people's business. Allow those that want to do as they wish to do what they're doing, and you stay focused on the assignment in the front of you, and that is governing the country and making sure that you prepare for any possibilities that will impact our people. And so I was disappointed. I must tell you, I was extra disappointed when I sat down, listened to everything, and at the end of the day, this is where we are. I said this when I say that F&Ms may have known what would have transpired in Grand Bahama. The F&Ms were not up in arms as we were, and everyone that I spoke with as relates to the F&M camp, they were too settled. They were too relaxed. They knew. They were talking in parables, and they were responding to you in parables. Oh, just wait till 2 o'clock. You'll understand what's really going on. What?
They don't understand, because I was trying to put on the post on the page and keep the people informed. I tried to ask several people, and they gave everything. I reach out to them. I reach out to those opposite. Everybody gave me the same speculation, and everybody was wrong. Everyone. Howard, you shook your head, appearing to disagree when Darren said it was a waste of time today. He could have dealt with the speaker from months ago. What was happening?
Yeah. What was the months ago? Give me the months. Give me the exact inflection.
When it started, when the speaker, when they first fell out or whatever it is that happened, and the speaker went independent.
At least about 13 months. If it would have been, he would have had the prime minister would have had about 13 to 14 months before a called election. If he had done the proroguing of the House, then it would have been, at that point, would have been the ideal time to say then to the Speaker of the House, listen, I'm not going to allow you to run ragged in here. I'm the chief in charge. So what you're now doing in some minds is, okay, the prime minister is showing who in charge. But for me, it's now a reaction other than a proactive, from being proactive. Because if you had dealt with the speaker, you would not have had the open parliament. You would not have had this. I would have named him as just an MP. I would have sat him in the gallery or on the back bench and allow him to sit from then. And so, for instance, you let McAlpine run all this time when you should have just named him as an independent candidate. You know,
No,
and
no,
for
no.
some things you just wait.
Let's do a couple of things, because you know I love this thing. All right, I just get excited, and I don't want to talk too much on Shenique's show, but I won't be able to put some things there. You have to categorize the conversations that we have it. The government has a responsibility to move towards policy and moving and making sure that things are okay. But the government is made up of politicians that come from a political organization who has a responsibility to identify and retain the support that they have, which means that these are people. So policy is made up of people, and politics is made up of people and policy. There is a healthy divide there, and a lot of people is an imbalance because some people don't know how to play it. Okay, this prime minister did what an astute person would do as it relates to the issues that he had. Now, I really believe, in my honest opinion, I really believe that there should have been some sense of retention, right? Let's call some names. There should have been a little retention. The FNM should have retained Marco Pine. The FNM should have retained Reese Chipman. The FNM
Okay,
should have retained.
well, Howard, that is what Darren is trying to say, and many people are thinking either you
No.
clean it up so it doesn't get sloppy, and be this kind of thorn right now. Like you say, okay, you call it retained, Darren call it, listen, those things should have been addressed. However, meaning he gave an example of the speaker should have been made to sit down and just be a backbencher sitting down somewhere, versus now gaining all this momentum, all of this traction, or apparently so, that he now holds.
Sorry,
Well,
Howard,
what we hear in the public, let me say there's two pieces.
Go ahead.
What we hear in the public is one thing, but there are great conversations with stalwart counselors, with MCMs that happen in the background. These are the people who are okay. So if you play baseball, these are the people who recruit you. These are the people who come and actually negotiate with you for the pack. You don't see these people. These people in your mind don't exist. You only see what you read in the paper. Okay, so there was significant conversation that happened with everyone, every single one of these people. And some people just proverbial stiff neck. We all religious people, we know what that is. Some fellas ain't shifted. Michael Pine had not shifted from his position, and he calls it his convictions. Vaughn Miller has not shifted from his position. He's called it his convictions. Reese Chipman the same way. We've seen the only person with that sort of that kink in his neck and the ability to kind of change, not like a pretzel, but change, was Travis Robinson. And Travis Robinson was able to be invited back into the fold. You see, because you heard Dwayne Sand say this all the time. You have to know how to play these games. That's all this is. To be able to stay within the graces of those who have leadership. And that's what it is. So the FNM could not, and the Free National Movement and the person of the Prime Minister, Minnis, he could not have gotten rid of these people, because this is a proverbial father of a party. What you can do, just dismiss us?
Okay, we are just calling it from the outside, not get rid of. Obviously, I don't think he can. I'm saying, as Darren gave the example, as I would think that is so simple. Darren, excuse me, oh, that's what you flexing. Okay, then you're no longer the speaker. Howard, you going toe to toe with me with every doggone thing, every policy, every initiative, every whatever. Let me strip you and you sit down. Like, that could not have been done. You're trying to say, in the grand scheme of a political organization, those things, those moves cannot be made?
They could be made, but how you looked at? Okay, so Lyndon Pinland made some of these moves, and he stained his reputation historically.
He was
all
also saying
organizations do. All they do is give you rope to hang yourself. If you hang yourself, then the people look at you and say, "But Jesus Christ, this is a fool. He should go." Bam. So that's how you hang yourself.
No, but see, you have to understand something. You have to understand something how it as relates to the game of politics. Okay, this is how it runs. So when you say the FNM gave Harrison Moutry, Reese Chipman, a Michael Pine, a Vaughn Miller, a Travis Robinson rope to either wheel themselves back in or hang themselves. In the makeup of some people, you have to understand something, that you can always have these supporters, and you're going to have those that no matter what those particular persons do that is speaking against my party, you're always going to be wrong. But then you have some people that look at the facts and said, okay, here is the same prime minister who was the leader then of the opposition that had the 7 members of his circle, of his opposition team, voted against him, a vote of no confidence. months before the election. So they were then sending you messages that this guy that you're dealing with. And so if you didn't rope them then, how you want to rope it now? The reality of it is we knew that in order for the prime minister to get rid of the speaker, he had to have to prorogue the house. We knew that.
Yeah.
We knew that if he prorogued the house, he would have to call for a new session. He would have to go through some preliminaries to get it back up. The point that we're raising is we are 9 months from a called election. It's a waste of the people's time. And I think at this junction now, you waited so long to flex your muscles. Because let me tell you what the message was sent today. The message was that the Speaker of the House opened Parliament for those that had issues, concerns, to come to Parliament, to the People's Square, to voice your concerns. But on the day of them having an open Parliament, here comes the Prime Minister, the competent authority, flexing his muscle and proroguing the House when he could have done that, hallelujah, praise the Lord, earlier from a long time, so we would not have had this problem. Okay, so this looked bad upon leadership and not more just the speaker. The speaker now is saying, or the people like me who are looking at it saying, well, blessed hope the speaker got the prime minister water on. He's scared.
Oh, so that's how it looks? Like the speaker has the prime minister's water running? Listen, what y'all say on social media? Let me get this. Yes, Darren.
Look at it. The Parliament was opened for the people today. And it was open for 10 o'clock. The House was prorogued at 9:30. So when he went at 10 o'clock to do his regular bidding, and he had no media coverage. He wasn't even live. They didn't even carry him.
But Darren, let me tell you something. I lion. Now that part I will learn to maneuver and strategize on that level, because I said that was to be the big thing. And you're right. After 9:30, and everybody say, "Oh my God, the Commissioner of Police is going to do this and do the next thing." And who doing what again? What Parliament? That was done.
You heard the news houses say, and we would have reporters follow this story. They didn't say we're taking this live. And so really that's what I mean, Howard, you are much more brighter than I. I'm darker than you, so I see it different. I see it different from you. And I just gotta call it for what it is.
So Howard, hold on now. Darren trying to be real mischievous and facetious here. Darren say, yes, exactly. Darren say what the Prime Minister gave off is the fact that Moutry had his waters running. You got that?
What the word of God says, was it Peter? Peter said, every time I wish to do the things that I ought, I do the things that I should. Talk to me. You see, you as a preacher, right? I just get there and preaching, right? Now watch this. The Prime Minister has a desire to be able to steady as she goes. Moultrie has made it his business to be that proverbial salmon that goes upstream. He continues to do things contrary to the position to provoke. That's what he does. He continues to provoke the Prime Minister to show his hand. The Prime Minister has been extremely patient with Moultrie for a while, and he's taken on the position. Now, the reason why, in my view, this is my opinion, my humble opinion, the reason why the Prime Minister could not have done this months ago is simply because we were dealing with COVID. We were dealing with a great deal of things, and the conversation would have been the exact same thing. But Jesus God, we got all these things to do, and he
that's what he looking at. That's what he doing. You're right.
I ain't got no job. This man don't know I ain't got no job. This man don't know I just get fired. This man don't know I ain't got no food in my house, so forth and so on. The Prime Minister has done what, and his government has done what they're supposed to do, and said to you on a consistent basis with their marketing machines, hey, we put $1 million out there a week. Hey, we've done this, we've done that, we've done all these things. We've fed people. We're providing opportunities. We're dealing with 2 crises. We ain't worrying about what Moultrie say. Moultrie has done everything he can. He's gone from one show to another. And today, it was a very clear indication that Housen Moultrie was going to build momentum. He was the proverbial magnet bringing people towards him. That's what that represented today. And as soon as you see people in the House of Assembly, nationally, because the Family Islands don't get all this information. Talk to me. I can't get no amen.
Amen.
The Family Islanders, they get select information. Talk to me. Unless they come to look for you, Shenique, they come to look for me. They go to make it make sense, Darren. They don't get this information. They only absorb what they get on the national broadcasting station. Talk to me. I can't get away, man. All right, now
Yes.
watch.
I want.
If the people in the family of Ireland see that there is a constant building of this open parliament in the House of Assembly and
So-
watching it go week after week after week until we get to election, the F&M finish. Boom. We got to cut
You're
this
right.
out. How do we
It
cut
was
this
a
out?
smart move.
Boom.
People like me asking, and I'll tell you, Darren, people agreed with, I guess, you and me for different reasons when we both said, why didn't the prime minister make this move earlier? But I understand Howard, because even now he's being criticized, saying all that's going on in the country, this what your focus is. But you're right, he couldn't do it earlier than this, because again, all that's going on in the country, you know. And so, and we see now what's happening with the healthcare system, etc. But I'll read some comments right now. Karen Barr says she agrees. Good afternoon to you. Hello to Clark, Houstonov, Clark, Shenique, the speaker cannot be fired. His job is secured. Stacy Smith says, yes, it can be done, Lady Miller, but Howard is correct. Dr. Minnis wants to hit them where it hurts most. Hello to Rashard Delancey. How you play that? Know how to play the Game of Thrones. He said, don't come up in this kind of this on this level here and figure you playing checkers when this Game of Thrones time. Stacy says the people stop the nonsense narrative saying that the speaker can't be removed. It's a lie. Dr. Minnis is doing the necessary steps to remove him. I think he's removed because on September 22nd or 23rd, Darren, I think you said it.
23rd.
22nd. Okay, so
let me see. Let me look.
yeah, I put it up there somewhere. But like as Darren explained, the 23rd, 22nd, 23rd of September, the man is that they will vote in or select, appoint 22nd, appoint a new speaker. And so you're right, Stacey. Veronique says, you think the people are interested in who pleases the leader or not? People are dying in a crashing healthcare system. The education system is in trouble. The economy is in trouble. Boy, they better get their act together, playing games. Mary Ann Hart says, yes, the speaker do have the prime minister's water on. Lord, look at you all, eh? Nakia Johnson Wildgoose, good afternoon to you. Lester Cox says the prime minister cannot get rid of the speaker no matter what he does because $50 of the Constitution protects the speaker. A vote of no confidence cannot override the Constitution. The government can only remove the speaker with an election if he agrees to go. We'll see how that all works out.
Shenique.
We'll see exactly.
You only could vote. There could only be one vote of no confidence per session. The last session, they've already had a vote. They've placed the speaker before when he had that incident with Glenys Hanna, and they wanted to be able to do some things. And we saw Brave Davis talk about some stuff. They put it forward, and he was cleared. He was good. They could no longer come, no matter what hell or high water come, unless they prorogue the House to be able to introduce a new session. Now, when they come back, they could vote again. And like you say, the speaker is secured, but who can sit up there if he didn't want you? Talk to me. Who can sit up there?
Well, now remember, you called it right. You said this speaker is intentionally being very provoking and he's intentionally stirring the pot. You said that, and he is. So do you think he will move? Do you think he'd be like, man, these people ain't want me, man. Let me do the smart thing here. Or do you think he'd be like, my boy, you want me out? Come move me. Like, I really
believe he could fight this till the very end, till the last nail knock.
I don't think it'll look good on him. Like, I think it was Kizzy said last week or week before that, Mr. Speaker, don't do that. Don't do that, Member of Parliament for Nassau Village. No when to leave, because the people ain't had enough.
No, but not only for people who have a desire and who have more to give later. If this your last hurrah, you give it your all, and then bam, that's it. You finish. You understand what I'm saying? You give it your all.
Stacey Smith says, Grant, you're speaking the truth. No matter when he had it done, it would have been scrutinized. Yeah, you're right. Meaning the prime minister, it would have been scrutinized. Guys, listen, let me get to some more comments. Chris Knoll says the day was truly the people's time, but it was a lie. We aren't free to speak. Mickey says they cannot vote in a new speaker because they need the current speaker to allow for the motion to continue. They cannot remove the speaker, new session or not. Yeah, that's gonna be cute. Anne Grain says the speaker ain't going nowhere. He will tell them he is not going anywhere. Here it is. Mickey says they cannot. Oh, okay, I read that already. Mandel Miller says, why does our D-level Bahamians think the prime minister is playing games? Why sensible people can see ministers remedying his current legislative challenge, be that a rogue speaker? Madeline Thompson, Mr. Speaker must know is his role and stay in his lane. Mr. Prime Minister, show him who is in charge. Good job, sir. Vanessa Wims, the Speaker is giving the Prime Minister a headache. He can't deal with it. The Speaker is in the Prime Minister's head. Anne Green says they can't touch the Speaker. Stacey Smith says, Mr. Mutri gone. He can fight the decision in court, but by the time that's addressed, a new election would have already been called. And a number of people feel that way, but of course we will continue to see exactly how this plays out, etc. Listen, guys, and all that's happening, listen, I can tell you who should really be vexed at House and Mutri, the third parties. Because y'all, who are they? Where are they? Where have they gone? What is happening? Has this all of a sudden become, again, a two-party race? Are you guys hearing much now about the DNA, the BDM, all the other parties? We're going to look at these parties and see what's happening, see what is the missing ingredient. Where have they gone and done some missteps for the fact that they are no longer on people's tongues? They are no longer front and center on people's minds. What has happened to these third parties? We're going to take a break and come back with more of the conversation right after this.
Make this your best summer ever with Flirty Girl's Sexy Summer Slim Down. Lose weight and win up to $3,000 in prizes. Sign up today and enjoy weekly challenges, weight loss coaching, and unlimited group workouts, including fat blasting boot camp, yoga, Pilates, cardio boxing, hardcore abs, dance off the pounds, and more. Enroll as a VIP and receive a free 7-day detox, 1 free laser lipo treatment, discounts on body contouring, facials, and Brazilian wax, plus massage and sauna treatments for just $1 per summer long. Prizes include 1 year of free body contouring, free fitness programs, and so much more. All participants will be invited to take part in our sexy summer photo shoot to show off their results. So come on, what are you waiting for? Registration ends June 10th. Call 677-1689 or WhatsApp 467-9630 for more information.
Hi everybody, welcome back. Listen, I want to apologize for this for the video moving up and down like we're on the ocean. I have now broken 2 tripods, two. I don't know what it is I'm doing, guys, but I thank you all very much for sticking and staying, for streaming live, for enjoying the show. Thank you for participating as well. You know, you guys make up the next panelists collectively. You all are the next panelists on the hot topics. In fact, listen, have your comments coming in. I certainly will read them. And do us a favor, and that favor is share the live stream. Tag several people in the live stream, share the live stream. Welcome to the conversation, and welcome back, Howard Grant and Darren Cooper. Gentlemen, it's wonderful having you both this afternoon here. So let's just jump right in. What happened to the third parties, guys? There were some of them that were fizzling a long time, but let's just sort of look at them. If you all agree, and perhaps you may have a different perspective or point of view, but let's sort of dissect them each. It really appears as though the people are focused not so much on a lot of these parties, they have shifted their focus. For example, the DNA. What's happened, gentlemen, in terms of maybe the energy the DNA may have had at one point? It really seems to be not there anymore.
I nominate Howard to go first.
I second that. Let me tell you why. Because well, let's just give some prerequisites. You know, you got to put my preamble there. You know, I ran for the DNA in 2012.
Oh,
you know that.
Oh, Howard.
You know, you forgot.
And here I am jumping in. Darren, I had no idea.
Oh, I knew.
Good behave, I ran for the DNA in 2012 in Grand Bahama, in Central Grand Bahama. In fact,
Howard Grant, that's you.
Yes,
that is me.
Howard, wait a minute, Howard, wait, slow down, Howard Grant.
It's either me or my daddy. That's what
wait a minute, Howard Grant. Your mother is a politician. This is the son of the Renee Grant. Is that the F&M member of Parliament?
And he ran during the time she was
and you ran. Hold on, Howard. How you could do that to your mother? Wait a minute. Oh, you're the guy. How the dickens you ran for the DNA when your mother was an F&M?
Listen, you better call my mother and ask her. This was very clear. She knew. In fact, she encouraged me to. Let me tell you how the whole story goes. She said, "Well, baby, you know I can't do nothing."
Howard, you are out of order.
You can listen to
Darren,
the story.
I truly did not know that, Darren. I did not. Go ahead. Howard, go ahead.
Well.
Listen to the story, Shenique. So she said, "Well, baby,
mommy, while he's running."
Okay, then talk to me, right? So she says, well, baby, you know I can't do nothing. Branville McCartney come talk to me, and he talked to me, tell me he's starting his own party. Well, you know I bought him with that. But go talk to Branville, baby. That's how that started. How I could know Branville from Nassau? How I could know that? Bam. So I end up with Branville. He brought some representatives down. They gave me an opportunity to be able to run. I got great support from my mother. If you watch the stories, by the end of it, after the constituency, she didn't have the 8 Mile constituency. They actually amalgamated West End and 8 Mile, made it West Grand Bahama and Bimini. Once they made it West Grand Bahama and Bimini, she was out. We knew that was going to happen 18 months before it happened. Anyway, this is a long story. So I committed myself to the DNA. And then committing myself to the DNA, we ran and it was great, right? But they lost their flair. I had an issue at the forefront. Every poll in the country had Branville McCartney face on it. That was exhausting for me because I handsome too. Jesus, come on, talk to me, right?
now Howard, and all Howard, but monkey Howard, in defense of Branville.
Jesus poll had Branville McCartney face.
Howard, Darren, you should not laugh at that because Howard, isn't that the way it's in every political organization? Isn't the leader's
The last time we saw every poll in the Bahamas that had Mother Pratt face and Perry Christie face, boom, they was gone. The last time we saw every poll in the country that had Hubert Ingram face, boom, he was good. Branville McCartney expect. All the boss had his face on it. I say, Branville, at least give me some of my own material when I give it to the people. The people look expecting Branville, they say, Jesus, Branville, you get big. I said, no, baby, I'm Branville. I'm Howard, right?
So you say the DNA was finished from the time Branville was there with looking like the superstar.
The reason is this. Branville this is a baby. You nourish your baby. You develop your baby. You take your time. I moved to Nassau to help him watch the baby. That's why I moved to Nassau. Then he said to me, well, as a party, he said, well, y'all got to pay. I said, well, Jesus, Branville, I didn't spend all my money in Grand Bahama. I ain't get a dime from the DNA. You want me to come to Nassau and spend again? The devil is a liar. Let me go back. The people called me watermelon long time. They said I green on the outside and red on the inside, so I couldn't even fight them. Let me go back to the F&M. They cussed me anyhow. So you see, that's why I leave politics entirely. But my point to you is this. The DNA hasn't had that kind of momentum from its inception. The DNA got 13% of the vote in the very first dispensation, which is in 2012, some 10 years ago. Right after that, in the last election, they got some half of that. In the next election, I expect them to get 3.5%. Jesus, I can't get no amen. If you keep getting by halves, half of 7.5 is 3.5. I don't expect them to get nothing. Let me tell you why.
Well, why
unless we have a karate convention, because they have told me that they used to have good karate lessons in the DNA meetings.
Oh,
I
you're
mean, I
wrong.
don't know.
You so wrong for that. That's a video. Listen to me. That's a video that another leader did. You so wrong. How you could bring that up?
They
How you
can
could bring
cuss
up
me.
what Darren? You wrong
They
to
can
even
cuss
be
me.
laughing on this.
Shenique, this is the best for me today. I needed this laugh.
It's the truth. They
And
can
he's a
cuss
member
me.
of the DNA, so he talking.
Who's a member? Oh, Jesus, Darren, they come against you right now.
Hold on. I'm talking to two DNA people.
Who?
No,
him.
me. Me?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Darren is a Cooper from Grand Bahama. If you're from Grand Bahama, you know what that means. Darren is the FNM. You see him here? You better watch him. FNM and Grand Bahama Cooper.
Yeah,
Talk to me, Darren. I can't get no amen.
I never deny being a former FNM, but I'm not one now, and I don't think any Cooper's FNM right now.
Jesus,
My
wait, hold on.
God, you need to stop it.
But let's continue, y'all, because I didn't ask you. But so, Darren, what you have to say about the DNA? Because I want to dissect as men.
I believe with all political parties, the possible third wave parties, one of the things that I believe the parties them have done was the selection of candidates. You have to have people that can make some things happen. One, you have to have people who can be able to articulate, also be able to disseminate what it is, the message that you are sharing, be able to really set your vision out. And I think what has happened was, first of all, these particular persons, they're not sitting in parliament, so they really don't have a voice in the House of Assembly. So really a lot of issues only are discussed throughout social media. But I think with all of we got so much political parties now, we could almost have a political party within a political party. But it is the selection of candidates that they do have. Some people like where you come from, who you is, what, and that has caused the momentum in my view in some of these parties. Some parties you're not even considering them anymore because of what they're offering, the people they're offering, the caliber of people they're offering. Go ahead. Sorry.
Is it us? Because are we not giving them a fair chance? Let's look at the DNA, for example. You're talking about the selection of candidates, etc. We know the dirt that's spilled outside of the DNA just recently, and maybe that's off-putting as well. And like Howard said, they just sort of had a lot of missteps from the beginning. That now years later, it's like, who?
They look like a party, okay? They have all the accoutrements and the aesthetic appeal of a political organization, but that, if you go back to the core and the roots of how political organizations start in this party, they started on the outside and tried to work their way in. They never got inside. The PLP started on the inside and worked their way out. The PLP started with heart and soul. The PLP started with an idea to take your children from slavery and this segregation. The PLP
so you were saying that the PLP started in the 60s or 70s with a message, with a belief. It
was a fight.
I mean, the 60s, that's it, the 60s. Listen, okay, guys, let's move along quickly. The BDM.
Who are they?
You know what? Let me move on. Darren,
sorry, because Cassius got me. Cassius in this particular capacity, and now in conjunction with Garth Rosenberg, right? Garth Roseborough, who is the deputy. They've been doing a great deal. We've been in great conversation. I had Cassius with me several times. He has great ideas. His tenacity has not failed. But I don't know whether or not we as a people, I believe it's going to come down to a point where persons make a decision between the two major organizations and do their best to be able to find a strong democracy.
So then so where's the weak links in the BDM that for some reason, even though you just then sing a whole song for Cassius, you still saying, you know what, yeah, okay, whatever, but
Cassius
still,
is my guy. I don't want you to don't. But I know these people straight across the board. Cassius is my guy. I mean, he is my guy, right? I have great friends in the DNA, but I just want to be honest. The reason why I don't want to do nothing with politics is because in 2011-12, I knocked on the Rastaman door in Central Grand Bahama. I said, "How you doing, sir? My name is Howard Grant. I just want you to get an opportunity to be able to vote for the DNA." The fella say, "Yeah, true, I, if you want me to vote for the I, you got to give me $100.
Wow.
I said, "I try to help you. I ain't got no money. The DNA has no money." The fella say, "I hear what you're saying, and I hear what you're saying. Y'all sound good. But if you want my vote, $100. He had 5 children, and his empress was pregnant. That was
100
10
for
years
each.
ago.
Mhm.
That was 10 years ago, and he could have had a job. What about today? This is not a game. The Bahamian people are in desperate need and desire for not only a vision, for kinetic energy associated with that vision to get to its place. You cannot come and feed these people words, lies, and deceit, and expect them to give you their X, their currency, and then you go to them and change your telephone number. The devil is a liar, and when the bell ring, we call in all your name. Don't vote for these people. You wait.
What about the BCP, guys? That is for Darren, you in Grand Bahama. So let me just break that down for you. That is the Bahamas Constitution Party.
Oh, BCP, Ali McIntosh.
Yes, Ali McIntosh.
I mean, you know, for me, Shenique, it still goes back to candidacy. What it is you're offering. You know, the leaders doesn't make up the party. They themselves cannot win the election. They need the team players to be right, and to be able to again appease the people and be able to want me to vote for you. I hear Howard as it relates to money, but I think when the message is good and it's clear, sometimes people will buy into it. And you know, even though BCP and many other parties, I didn't know Cassie. I would always call it the Cassius party. I didn't know the name of the party, but I believe they are great leaders and have good desires and passion for the people. But again, it goes with the team that will help you. When you saw, and I want to go back to this, when you saw in the last election when the Prime Minister Dr. Minnis went through his saga with them overturning him and moving him from opposition leader, you saw what he came back with. Back in 4 or 5 years ago, to hear a Marvin Dames and a Jeff Lloyd and the Diagler join up with a particular party, you were like, okay, these guys you know, have an ability. You know them, and so it helped with the momentum of the party. And so some of these candidates that are being selected in some of these political parties, like, who you is, where you come from. You understand?
So you were saying the parties aren't doing a good job with presenting candidates that are appealing, that people want to know about. And
I wouldn't even say appealing. Candidates that are out there that are doing something.
But that's what I'm saying, Darren. Appealing is more than just, as Howard would say, you're handsome, you know. Appealing is everything, just as you said. Appealing is, man, I know who you are. I know what it is you've been doing over the years. You have a voice. You are this, you are that. I know what you stand for. I know the standards you bring. I know what your thoughts are about this, that, and the next. Not somebody who just wake up yesterday and figure they now come in to talk, but ask for your vote today.
I can sprinkle something on top of this appealing concept. The truth of the matter is despite the fact that you saw Diagler, despite you saw Jeff Lloyd, despite you saw Marvin Dames, the stalwart persons, the stalwart members, the established persons within the political organization, the generals, those persons that you have known for years, have a responsibility to be able to carry their voices, their names, their ideas to the general population and to the base of the party with enthusiasm. And that is what starts the momentum for whoever. It could be John Brown from downtown. Once the MCMs, once the stalwart members come here and hoist them up on every, Jesus, you don't know John? My God, John is the this. Boom,
That's
boom,
true.
Boom, boom,
That's
boom.
true.
Yeah,
So it's the whole machine. It's the whole machinery. It's the whole machinery.
But this is
the DNA doesn't have that.
Right. And the third parties don't have that.
They don't have that.
They don't have that. So
you could grab one person who could be, let's call him the proverbial Jesus, which would be Jesus, but we call him Jesus. He could be the proverbial Jesus, but he's only one man. This party represents a body of men. And if we ain't got a team, we can't go on the game. It's 5 players to get on the court. You only got one. You can't beat 5 players. It can't happen.
Very, very true. Let me get to some comments real quick, because obviously we can run through the rest. I love, this is Stacy Smith. I love Komalafe. She needs a seat at the table, but she doesn't have the people's attention. She doesn't. Kizzy saying Howard look like you didn't come here and try. Listen, I love Howard. You must bring him back. Howard is a mess. You have the people laughing at Howard. So Jay Oliver is enjoying the show. So this is a breath of fresh air. Kizzy Aisha Newton says Ali, in my view, needs to sit this one out. Stacy Smith says Ali Mac.
She ain't gonna sit it out. She got $400. She's straight. We need that. Ali's my girl. I'll be
Listen to me. Howard, hush your mouth, 'cause when I learned who you are for real, that you are Howard Grant, who gone and anyway. So
I ain't get my $400 back.
Darren,
I get the money to the treasury.
what you say? Howard,
I call
you
the
didn't get
people
your,
after, you know. Watch me. I call the people after I get 333 votes. You should see me doing my math. 5,300 this, that. I call the people. Can I get my $400 back, Mr. Grant? Come off our phone.
Howard, so even if you
don't
get
come
close
off our
to,
phone,
but wait a minute, Howard, how much votes you need to get the $400 back?
10%.
you need, I think it's 10%, 7 to 10% of the votes.
Oh no, Howard, you
7 to
wasn't
10.
close then. Wait, because that's okay. It's 4,000. That's 400. Oh, Howard,
I tried. You see, I tried
How
to
would
tell
you
you.
get
I almost.
300 and some?
that was clear.
I got
Howard, you made
330
they ain't give you
something
the. That's very. You
I
made
said,
you was very close to the 10% days. They still ain't give it back to you.
If
No.
they'd have given me some more time, I would have get my $400. And I didn't need that. I need that now. You talking?
Oh gosh. Stacey Smith says, Ali is a wise woman. She needs to be a senator because she is not going to be voted in. You know what, Stacey? I always tell Stacey and Kizzy, go and sit
Loretta will
down
make
somewhere.
her a senator.
Who can make her a senator?
Loretta.
Or you know,
You know,
people.
Loretta out there, she's do some things. Loretta will make her a senator. And then we'll bring back Senator Rodney Monker when she comes. Don't stop it. Y'all better behave yourself.
No. You better behave. That's exactly
Oh,
what. Let me tell you something. What happened on Kizzy? And Kizzy, you responded to Stacey. She sure won't be voted in. I will be surprised if she get one vote. Listen, man. Darren, that you grinning again, eh? Andrea Bain says PLP and FNM have our minds so blocked. No, but it's what these guys said just now. Seriously, when you show up the game, you got to show up. Their machinery, it's everything that goes into all of this because
Shenique,
as
I want to say this.
Yes,
There was a particular person here in Grand Bahama that was considering to form a party. Okay. And
you mean in this go round right here?
In this go round. But of course, the logistics of things. I had the opportunity, and I was asked by this particular person to be one of the considered candidates. And I was invited to this meeting that he hosted.
That's their government name? Is that their government name? Particular person?
Because I know exactly who this particular person is. Go ahead.
But when I got to that meeting, Shenique and Brother Howard, and I saw the caliber of people that was there, it made me stop to wonder, what could this person do different from the other name parties who even informed yet? And these persons were saying, I ready. If you go in and we can form, I ready. And these are quality people. And so it brings me back to why I would want to see, me personally, a new face in government. I would want to see a new party separate from the PLP FNM to be able to give another opportunity. I would want to see some of the vision and ideas of an Ali McIntosh and a Cassius Stewart and a Lincoln Bean. But the reality of it is, you cannot just put anybody there. You have to have people that would be able to say, this is going to be my next minister. This is going to be the minister of this. You don't have it. I'm sorry. I don't see it. It's my view. That's just the way it is.
Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting and good point. And see, that's why I was telling somebody I was responding to. It truly has to be. It's the whole thing, man. We buy the whole thing. We don't just buy the FNM in the red, the PLP in the yellow. But it's what they bring. Remember when people telling you? Yes, Howard.
No, I say, and this is the only time you want the whole cow and you don't get the milk. Traditionally, we just want to taste of the milk. Now, when it comes to politics, we need the whole cow, the hoof and all. And that is the issue that we have. These political organizations don't have the cow. And some of them milk spoil, not in a bad way. We just need to make better decisions. And a lot of persons who are enthusiastic about some stuff, as soon as our political persons who sit in their positions say, well, it's either give it to me or I give it to you. Once that is said, it is a wrap. It's done. Your political aspirations are out the door. They didn't give you an opportunity because we don't have this kind of a thinking, not just yet. I want to see it, and I believe it'll take persons like ourselves to continue to be able to agitate. We have to be able to be very clear. We have to agitate for nationalism. We have to agitate for
Yes.
democracy, and we have to do that. And we have to say things like, this cannot be a way. Not, I don't care if it's a PLP or F&M. Take a time, listen to these people from a good distance away, let them stay on the outside of the fence, and let them shout at you what their intention is for your constituency.
Absolutely,
If you don't like
the constituency level. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, guys, we have to get to the kingdom government movement. We also have to get to the coalition, the PLP, the FNM. However, we are totally out of time. And so that means then I have to bring you all back. And so we certainly will do that because we have to continue that and a whole lot of others. And we also have, and I don't want you all to go because we have another segment, exciting segment for you following this break. And so, gentlemen, I'll give you an opportunity for just a wrap-up comment, each of you.
Shenique, I want to encourage the Bahamian public to pay attention to the next call election. We must not just vote on party line, we must vote on candidacy. We must be able to hear the message, not just the message for the constituency, but also the message for the country. We do need a change. I think we've been going around the circle long enough in the broken promises, and we need now for real change. And so I would like to see, for me, some new faces, and I believe that we will see some new faces in the next call general election. And so good afternoon to my Bahamian people, and thanks for the opportunity to be on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you, Darren. Howard?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. It's been a pleasure to sit with you. I enjoy this. I don't know if you all know I like to talk foolishness, but I take this very serious as it relates to what's going to happen in the country. I always try to make it light and palatable because that is the way that we retain information. You make it light, you make it palatable, and then you stab it where it needs to go. That's what I do. That's just what I do. And y'all guys, you know where to check me out when you ain't listening to Shenique, your girl, praise God, Camille boy, right? But the truth of the matter is see what I did there? I got to be decent, right? So, but the truth of the matter is there's a couple of things that's really pending in the country. I don't know where your position is as it relates to getting vaccinated. I don't know where your position is as it relates to being able to deal with what we're dealing with COVID-19, but we're losing our brothers and sisters. We're losing our mothers, our fathers. You can't even get shoot in Nassau. You can die. If you get shoot in your thigh, you're gone because they have no capacity in the hospital to watch you. If your mother get a stroke,
Darren?
she can't. I'm telling you the truth. If your mother get a stroke, they can't help her. I'm saying these things to say we have to take on a position with very, very, very sober-minded and serious eyes and understand that we have to make a decision for our brothers and sisters. Register to vote, get yourself prepared for what's going to happen to the next dispensation in this country, and continue to support my girl, Shenique. Shenique, I hope to do some stuff with you in the future real soon and make some things happen.
Absolutely. Sounds very good. I look forward to it as well, particularly as we head toward the next election. And, you know, the sentiment that it was expressed in terms of where you stand on the vaccination is where you stand, but make a wise, informed decision.
That's it.
Don't stand on it just because everything continues to come to your phone. You know, truly, it's very important for you to do that soberly. And gentlemen, I thank both of you once again. You both are incredible, well informed. I tell you, boy, I could pick 'em, eh? I tell you, you all know I have a few. I could pick 'em, eh?
That's what she said.
You know, I mean, look at, but Darren, you don't tell me this was Howard Grant, though. Howard Grant, boy, Howard, you caused a little stir in. Was that 2012, Darren?
Yes.
2012, Howard Mummy is F&M and Howard gone and run for the DNA. Lord, and I did a couple stories on you. I was a ZS at the time.
Send me what you want me to do.
Yes, just little jokes. But Howard and Darren, of course, I will have you all back. I thank you, and with the other people, because I always have great panelists, particularly in these kinds of talks coming towards the general election. Stellar, awesome. Go ahead, Howard.
If just a little piece. I see Dr. Denotra Archer put on her phone. She said obesity is a major factor with this COVID-19 thing. So I just had to ask her, is there a vaccine for obesity? I mean, because I'll take that, Jesus. But you know, I asking all the questions of the praise God. I just want to put that out there in your spirit. You laugh and go get your vaccine. Amen. Praise God.
Howard, let me tell you something about obesity. Come to me on my program, okay? That's all I'm trying to say. But listen, Howard, no, she's right, Howard, and I thank you for making light. You know, Darren, you never told me. I'm serious. I knew Howard as a serious, upstanding gentleman. I did not know how this. I didn't know this was the rogue Howard. I did not know this was the rogue Howard. Listen, y'all. I can bring Howard back for real. I can, and Darren, they're a good fit. I didn't even know they were going to be a good fit because Darren is serious. Howard is just, I don't get it. I don't like it, but it's good. It's good.
I go way back.
And now I learned it live. I learned it live on the show. I didn't even know it. I didn't know about this, you know. But
we was
now
in the
I know.
F&M together.
And they brought my scarf.
We was in the F&M together.
So y'all, but Howard, maybe on another show, I can ask you how Darren fell out. That's all I'm saying. But anyways, listen, gentlemen, I thank you both. I thank you both because you guys really made a heavy day outside of the political stuff. We know what else is happening in the country. You all made a heavy day light and worthwhile while discussing national issues and bringing perspectives and opinions, guys, to it. And so I am grateful to both of you, and I thank both of you so much. And see you all very, very soon, perhaps because we have to continue looking at giving our analysis on the other groups. And I know people like some of the usual, when they come, they can have a lot to say about the other. Howard, you have no idea about the others. But so listen, but guys, I thank you both very much. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to be listen, guys, at another important issue in the country. And that is shoring up where you stand financially, making great financial decisions, and also understanding that we must also be smart when it comes to our money and how we are growing our money. Stay exactly where you are. The conversation comes back right after this.
To shed some extra inches of unwanted belly fat. Did you know that there are alternatives to surgery to get rid of unwanted fat? Let Therapy Natural Health Spa help you reduce fat without surgery. Therapy Natural Health Spa employs a series of methods in a customized plan to suit your fat loss goals. Target those stubborn, plunging areas on the body with our cavitation body shaper that uses heating lasers to break up and melt fat during each session. Did you know that as you drink water and exercise, that your lymphatic system and liver work together to help eliminate fat? Let Therapy Natural Health Spa help you get the results you've been waiting for. Call us for a free consultation and let Therapy Natural Health Spa work out a plan for you. Check us out on Instagram or Facebook. Our numbers are 393-1126 or 806-1132.
Maybe it's for the thrill. Or the scenery. Maybe you do it for the speed. Or maybe it's for the baby. It might just be for the next stop. Or even for the beautiful moments. Whatever your reason for driving, we'll be there to keep you going. Atura Auto, servicing your vehicle at a price that keeps your pockets happy. Call us today.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the conversation. Of course, we were so happy to have in the first hour hot topics and analysis and perspectives on the biggest story of the day. You guys know exactly what that was. And I thank you all so much for streaming live and for staying put. And I'm happy that you stuck around because you're going to be really, really, really happy that you stuck around. Many people have been paying attention to my next guest, paying attention to the service that they offer. A number of you have as well. A number of you have asked for more information. You want to know more. You want to know more when it comes to the crowdfunding aspect and how to fund your business, and also investing and growing. And I tell you, I think it's Kizzy and I who were discussing about growing our wealth, having a better quality of life, knowing where to put your money, knowing how to grow money, how to access new streams of income, etc. And today, I'm so happy to welcome back to the conversation Arawak X, DRC Raming Jr., and I think that he has somebody else who's joining him. Welcome to the conversation and good afternoon to you.
Hi, thank you for having me on the show again. It's just me
Thank
today.
you. Oh, it's just you
Yes.
today.
Yes, it is.
So listen, but
Yes,
a
it
lot
is.
is happening. The fact that it's just you doesn't diminish what's going on. I understand that you all have not even launched as yet, and already you have thousands of people signed up. You are providing a very
Yes.
vital service and training people on what it is that they're signing up for and giving them a wonderful sort of holding hand experience so that they understand and make better decisions.
Yeah, like part of our ethos, part of who we are is, we're a tool for people in their financial lives. And so we strive every day to make investing easier, as well as to educate people on how to become financially educated. Because the truth is, and I'll be the first to tell you guys, listeners at home, no one is born knowing anything about money. You have to be taught, and that's just how it is.
Now, give us an idea
So we
already. Sorry, yeah.
Go on.
I love talking
Give
to
us
your
an
team.
idea.
Yeah, I love talking to your team because I understand that, I was making inquiries like, hey, listen, so what's happening? What's going on? I know that you came out very, very, very convincingly and impressively, perhaps maybe 2 months ago or so. But since then, people have been beating down the door, wanting to get more information and wanting to start putting their money in a safer spot, somewhere that really sort of has the potential to give them more in terms of rewards.
Yeah, and so that's exactly what Arawak X does. We are a platform that's online, and we're regulated by the Securities Commission, which means that we've went and spent a bunch of time getting the proper licenses and the proper things. So no, this is not a Ponzi scheme. We have licenses, and we're real people, and you can find us. But what Arawak X does is we solve a very old problem. So on one hand, you have businesses that are trying to grow, right? They have a great idea. They need money. And the other hand, you have investors that are looking for a better return on their money. You got a couple of dollars squirreled away, and you want that money to grow. But how do those two entities come together? And so traditionally, how they come together is over what's called a stock exchange. And all Arawak X is a stock exchange over the internet. So a little bit of finance, but it's a very old problem, just solved in a new way.
Very new, innovative ways. Well, I like the sound of that. I also understand that the company Arawak X is growing as a platform, attracting new businesses. And when you see that happen, obviously then we know that business owners, investors are extremely discerning. And so to gain the confidence so quickly of new businesses must mean a lot.
Well, our team is not, so even though the company itself is new, the technology is new and the regulations are new. Everybody in this company has been involved in business at a high level for when you look at the senior execs, for as many as 20 years each. So between them, over 150 years. And it's the business. So it's not like the team is new. The team is very seasoned. This is just a new iteration of something old. And so when you look at business, when we look at business, there's some things that are fundamentally, they don't ever change. And the first thing that doesn't change with businesses is, what is the value that's created? I like to talk about Coca-Cola because every time I have a Coca-Cola, I think back to certain memories that were in my childhood that I really enjoy. That's what happens when I buy a Coke. I'm not just drinking that Coke for a sugary sweet drink. For me, it brings back all of that. So that's value, or when you go into a restaurant, why do you choose to sometimes go into a nicer restaurant than just get chicken in the bag? You do it because there's additional value for it. And so that's really kind of what good
and the
businesses.
feeling, the comfort, the all of that it brings, and you sort of going back to that one item or that familiarity. And obviously that is what Arawak X is establishing itself as, and obviously what it's sort of gaining the reputation of becoming. Because like I said, you know, I have a few friends, and I've been hearing incredible things about people who, from high end people who can afford, I guess, to come in at wherever they come in, to everyday Jane and Joes on the street who are also finding a wonderful opportunity to have savings and investments and cause their monies to have greater returns than it normally would through the traditional means.
Yeah, and that's our mission. We're about financial inclusion. You know, the world right now is crazy. It's crazy on a lot of different fronts. You know, we got COVID. We are in the political season. You know, economically things are bad. But so a lot of people are thinking about the future, and you know, the future. You need mechanisms to save. You need mechanisms to invest because you know where we all are right now. We can't. You know, we don't want to stay here. We need ways of getting out of this hole. So all we're doing is trying to make sure that everyone has the ability to participate in this new economy that we see coming out of this.
It absolutely is, and I love the fact that Arawak X has tied itself in very neatly to this new economy, and that is this sort of virtual space. Yes, there is a sort of a setup, and there are going to be several as well about town and eventually, I guess, across the country. But certainly, what is happening is a very ease of doing business, ease of making your weekly, monthly deposits, etc., which is really, really super. Now, talk us through, please, DRC. Of this sort of education, this hub for education to become more financially literate.
So we have set up a community investor education center. The first one right now is in Sandyport, but we intend to do one close to the University of the Bahamas, one in the east, and one in the Carmichael area. And the purpose of them is so that people can come in and kind of learn what a stock market is, get some basic financial education, as well as how to use the platform. And then if you need to talk to a real person or you're having trouble with the app, be trained on the app. Because we understand that technology can be scary, especially if it's the first time you're seeing it. But we hope is that once you get used to using it, you'll be able to use it. And then as new companies are listed, like what's about to happen on Monday, you'll be able to just jump right on. You'll say, you know what? I love that company. I love that team. They create magic, and you know I'm going to purchase some shares, and you'll be able to go right on your phone and do it from wherever you are. So that's what we're trying to do.
That's really super. And just talk about, first of all, when do you officially launch? And talk about the fact that it's really just sort of the biggest kept secret still, and people have already begun beating down the door, showing up literally at Arawak X and taking advantage of the online portals.
You know, so on Monday at 9 a.m., the first two companies are going to be publicly listed. So you'll be able to buy shares in these companies. Yeah, so we've it's been a long time coming, but the companies are amazing. By law, I'm only allowed to say certain things because everybody is supposed to receive information at the same time. But what I can say is that one of those companies is in the tourism space, and the other is a popular restaurant. So when you see it, you're about to see.
I'll tell you this, before
I
want to interrupt you for 1 second, just to commend you all, because ordinarily when you hear about, say, for example, a company is offering shares or I think, what is the other word they call it, bonds, etc. Oftentimes you don't qualify really to even begin to enter into and know how. And what you all have done, Arawak X has done, truly is bring those opportunities right to the doorstep, to the keyboard of the average person who wants to get in, who wants to be able to say, you know, talk about their investment portfolio, and who wants to be able to see something coming in, however the dividends are set up and the payments are set up to have returns. It is just the most amazing thing. For years, I'll tell you this, for years as a young reporter, I would cover many of these share offerings and be like, dang, I wish I could. But now this sounds like such a reality.
And it is a reality. You know, I know we like to say the Bahamas is like 20 years in the past. Well, the present, now it's time. So now people have the ability to do so. Like I said, take a look at the team, take a look at, you know, don't just listen to my voice with these things. Take a look, evaluate for yourself. All the information is there. You know, do some research, ask around town. When you're looking at a company, we like to use the Team with Magic acronym. So TEAM stands for the executive, advisors, and management. So the people running this business, have they done it before? Have they done something similar? Do they have the skills to make this thing work? If the answer is yes, if you like their story, then okay, that's the first thing. Because, you know, a good team in business can really make a company work. Think Steve Jobs.
Yes.
And when he was there at Apple, he made it work. Bill Gates, Steve Wozniak. So teams are really important. The magic stands for M, a market that's big. So you have to be going after real money. You can't be talking about no little bit of money. You know, you're gonna do a small business. No, this is not small business. This is people who are trying to do big business. A stands for access. Can that person with their or that company with their product get in front of people? You know, there's no sense in saying, you know, I want to have sell handbags, straw bags to the Chinese, and you can't get in front of the people in China. Now, if you can get in front of them, okay, maybe we're having a conversation. Then there's G. G is growth. Stands for growth of at least 10 times. This guy is not just trying to use your money to do debt or to pay his school fee. He's trying to use your money to grow his business 10 times. Okay. I is innovative. Something about the company has to be innovative, new, exciting, unique. You know, there has to be some, you know, pizzazz about the company. And then C is the corporate governance, and that's stuff that finance people and lawyers and accountants love to talk about. But really what that means is that it's just structured in a way that when you put your money in, you can get your money back out. And so we select and vet companies on Arawak X for that Team with Magic acronym. So everything, we can't guarantee a business is going to work. Nobody can. Anybody who says that they can, guaranteed returns and all that stuff, they're lying to you. They're probably trying to scam you. But what you can guarantee is that the companies fit certain molds, and you're not going to waste your money, because there's certain things that you're definitely going to waste your money on. Like if you invest in a business and they have no accountant, yeah, that's your money gone. That's going to walk out 9 times out of 10, because it's just, you know, there's certain controls. There's certain ways of doing business that people have discovered over time. So what we've done is we take best practices and we make sure all the businesses follow best practices. And then it's about, like I say, it comes back down to the team and the idea, and whether or not you believe this is possible. And then people
and according to the feedback I'm getting, and I've spoken to like a handful of times to a couple of your team members, your senior team members, and you know, people are convinced. People are getting in there. People are happy for the opportunity to invest and have access to areas, companies, etc., that they normally would not have. And so it sounds like it's really a wonderful, wonderful recipe and a great mix. And so again, this is DRC Raming Jr., who is from Arawak X, talking about the official launch. And get this, come Monday, you said the first two?
The first two companies.
An additional two.
First two.
An additional two companies. Yes, are going to be launching on Arawak X, which gives you just sort of a wider field to be able to decide how you're going to make your money work for you, where you're going to put your money and how that's going to happen. And to just give you that option of just, you know, having options and access where before now they were not available, or they were extremely difficult to get into. And then of course there is that sort of school, educational financial hub where you can learn properly about investing, about the stock market, about how is it that you can smartly make the moves and the investments that you want to. Is there contact information? Is there social media pages, etc., that people can go on, follow, to be able to get up to the minute advice, announcements, that kind of thing?
So you know something, Shenique, talking about before we get to the details, people have to understand that you work really hard for your money. So how you choose to spend your money is on you, and nobody should really tell you how to choose to spend your money. And so what all financial education is to do is to make sure that you're able to structure your money so that you can live the life that you want, whether it's to buy the house, start the business, go on vacations to Europe, whatever. That's all okay. And I think in the past, financial people have tried to tell people how to live their life. Save, stop drinking coffee, save.
Yeah, Jesus, they could be
$5 a day.
Yeah,
well, I mean, and they're being unrealistic because most of them are broke too, if you really want to know. But yeah, so they don't know what they're talking about. So all Arawak X is a tool for people to be able to financially live the lives that they want. And so to get started, go on arawakx.com.
You are speaking so many people's language right there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, you work hard for your money. You should be able to do what you want with your money. Those 40 hours a week on that job, that I didn't do that, you did that. So what am I supposed to do telling you how you're supposed to live with your money? So anyway, that's one of my passion points. I personally don't like when people tell me what to do with my money. And so I try not to tell people what to do with their money.
Yes.
All Arawak X is a tool for people to be able to, invest. We're trying to make it super easy. As we're going through this process, I really wanted to come on your show to make sure that there's a spelling mistake in Arawak there. But what I really wanted to do is to tell people that to sign up, it's free to sign up. You don't go through the process. Because these are assets that you're buying. So an asset is something like your house or like a duplex. It has to be registered in your legal name. So when they ask for your passport, your NIB card, and your driver's license and proof of address, that's what they're trying to get to. Who really is trying to buy this thing? Because once it's registered in your name, that's yours. And the only way you can get rid of that is if you sell it, transfer it, or die and it gets willed to somebody else, or you use it as collateral and the bank takes it or something. But it's yours. It's an asset, like a car. You can't. So that's the reason for the sign up process. But that takes time. Please go sign up now because the shares are on a first come, first served basis, which means that when they have sold out, there will be no more shares and I cannot help you. And if you're currently in the onboarding process, so if your passport and all of that information is before compliance and they haven't okayed you yet, we can't sell any shares to you. This is financial service. So please get registered now. So on Monday at 9 a.m. you can make a decision and you could be first in the path, first on the platform.
Right. And so once again, that is Arawak. Thank you, Kara. Arawaks, ARAWAKX.com. Go on there, register, get those information in because it's financial services, it's stringent, and that's really just for just levels of protection, really, and to make sure that you are who you are, and it's all legally registered and done. And hey, man, let's go, guys. Jesus, let me tell you, this is the time, truly, I feel, in our country. You don't sit and sort of depend on the elected official or get so caught up in that. That's fine. That has its place. But the thing is, what I think this period has taught us more than anything is, what do you have? or that it's best and wise to grow what you have, so that it's something that you feel comfortable with and not very stressed and tight, etc. And so certainly take advantage of this. This is an incredible opportunity. ARAWAKX.com, arawakx.com. Go and get registered. The first 2 companies will be, they will go live. I guess I can say that on Monday.
They go live. They go live.
Right. I know, right? And you have access to it. And then, guys, you're not left out in the cold. Get that. You heard DRC talk about it a minute ago. You're not left out in the cold. There is an educational component to it, where you have access.
And you can sign right up for that on the website too. So free seminar, take a tour. You click that, and a nice calendar pops up. You select one of those dates when you're available, and then you show up and enjoy the experience. Please let me know. I'm happy for all of the comments that we've been receiving. This is it is like birthing a baby. If I could use that as a man, it's been chaotic in the back end. So if we make any errors or mistakes, please let us know on social media. We're happy to contact you and try and correct them. We truly are trying to make sure that you have access to financial services and the financial markets.
Absolutely. Again, a once lucrative area that only few people had access to. Is there a Facebook page, Instagram?
Yeah. So ArawakX, all of our social media, Instagram, Facebook is all ArawakX. So you should be able to contact us, find us. Like I say, if we're making any mistakes, it's because we're new and we're young and we're trying to do better. Please let us know. All feedback is good feedback, even if you tell me, about that I haven't responded in a little bit. But I say that to say, please feel free to interact with us. We are a young Bahamian company, and we're trying to make sure that our country is better for our children and our grandchildren.
Yes, absolutely. So important right now. So important. I thank you very, very much for sharing that. I'm always excited to hear about it. I have been making my inquiries on my own, and really just happy to have you on again to just talk about it, talk about what's available. Guys, this is super important. I don't care, if you have 3 jobs, you don't need that because then it's tiring. But so the thing is, then make wise decisions to get opportunity and access to wealth, where the real wealth lies, and grow that. I think Arawak X has something that you can start as little as $25 a week. Well, imagine starting there, but then eventually going even further in terms of what you invest and what you save, and having that kind of turn out pretty for you. And so, just again, go to the website arawakx.com, go to the Facebook page, which is Arawak X, all of it, AX, I think it is. Go to the Facebook pages, like it, so that you can follow and be just be up to date about what is being said, the announcements, that kind of thing. And of course, we look forward to hearing more from you in the near future.
Well, thank you for having me on the show. I am always happy to reach out. Like I say, I'm a young Bahamian that is happy to come home. I'm trying to make a difference. So if you see me on the street, stop. I'll have a conversation with you if I have time. We have to make sure that our country is nice. So
for most of the people, or all who desire,
desire, obviously, obviously, if you're not going to work, you get what's coming to you. But if you're working and you're striving for a better life, the society should provide that. So I believe that.
Absolutely, I agree as well. If you're hardworking and you want more, then more should be there for you to have access to. And let's all sort of climb that ladder together, yeah? And so I thank you very much. Of course, this is DRC Raming Jr. From Arawak X, who's been working extremely hard. He's also been making the rounds, trying to get the word out, and it has been hugely successful. A number of people that I've been told in making my inquiries and doing my own investigations have said that, they're already on board. Isn't that amazing? They're already on board. And so I thank all of you very, very much for streaming today. Again, reach out to like the social media handles, go on the website, sign up, get all your documents in, etc. And look out for the launch, the official launch of those two companies that will go live on Monday. And so that you can,
Monday at 9 a.m.
Monday at 9 o'clock, Monday at 9 o'clock, I tell you that. So 9:01, 9:30, you in there, because they on there, and you could just go there and look around and do what you need to do, and take advantage of the education that's available as well, the training that will get you just a little more comfortable with financial services and everything that you're doing. I thank you once again, Mr. DRC Raming Jr. If you have a final comment, by all means.
Well, I thank you for having me on the show. You're always so nice to me. You know, and it's your audience and what you do for your audience is amazing. And keep up the good work.
Thank you so much. And it's been my pleasure speaking with you on this, and especially something that all of us are interested in now. And that is simply, of course, making this life better for us and for our futures. And so thank you very, very much. Have a wonderful afternoon, by the way.
Bye.
Social media audience, thank you all very, very much. You guys have been incredible today. I mean, the best audience there is. Thank you so much. Take advantage of this, guys. Look into it. I'm telling you, you know, on this show since 2014, yeah, we come, we laugh, we talk politics, we do this, but we also talk empowerment, and we talk getting you in a better state than you're in presently. And financial empowerment is a part of that. And so certainly it's been my pleasure featuring Arawak X this afternoon. Everybody, see you later. Don't listen at 6 o'clock. There is a live show about health and wellness. And so you certainly want to stay tuned for that and learn some stuff from there, and then make some decisions as well. Stay exactly where you are, guys, for 6 o'clock, of course. But thank you so much for tuning in to the conversation today. Have a wonderful afternoon. See you at 6.
I need a little conversation. You need a little conversation. We can go far with the conversation. Here with Shenique on the conversation.